The truth might surprise you. Some of the biggest songs of the 1960s came from artists whose names almost disappeared from music history. You know the songs. You may even remember every word. But can you remember who sang them? The 1960s gave us unforgettable hits from artists who seemed to vanish almost as quickly as they arrived. But were they really one-hit wonders? Or have we simply forgotten the rest of their story? Stay until number 1, because one of these songs may bring back a memory you haven't thought about in decades.
I just can't believe the loveliness of loving you. I just can't believe.
Number 1. Sugar Sugar, the Archies.
You are my candy girl, and you got me warm.
In 1969, the biggest song in America didn't come from a real band, but from a cartoon. Sugar Sugar was performed by the Archies, a fictional group from The Archie Show. Behind the scenes were real musicians like Ron Dante and producer Don Kirshner, who crafted a bubblegum pop hit that perfectly captured the carefree teenage spirit of the era. The song shot to number 1 on the Billboard chart and stayed there for 4 weeks, becoming the best-selling single of the year. Its catchy melody made it impossible to ignore, even inspiring covers from major artists. But just as quickly as they arrived, the Archies faded away. Their follow-up never matched the success, sealing their fate as a true one-hit wonder, an artificial creation that somehow became a timeless piece of pop history.
Honey, oh, sugar, sugar.
Number 2. Wipeout, the Surfaris. In the summer of 1963, 4 teenagers accidentally created one of the most iconic instrumentals of all time. The Surfaris needed a B-side, so drummer Ron Wilson launched into a wild solo, someone smashed a surfboard, and a voice shouted, "Wipe out!" And just like that, history was made. The track's explosive energy and unforgettable drum solo pushed it to number 2 on the Billboard charts. It became the ultimate surf rock anthem, capturing the thrill of youth, beaches, and endless summer days. Despite its massive success, the Surfaris never came close to repeating it. They broke up just a few years later, but Wipeout never disappeared. Even today, it echoes through pop culture, a reminder of a moment when music felt spontaneous, rebellious, and alive. Number 3. Spirit in the Sky, Norman Greenbaum. At the end of the 1960s, a completely unexpected hit took over the airwaves. Spirit in the Sky blended rock, gospel, and boogie into something totally unique. Norman Greenbaum wrote it in just 15 minutes after watching a gospel performance on TV. With its distorted guitar riff and uplifting chorus, the song became a global success, reaching number 1 in multiple countries and selling millions of copies. It gave Greenbaum financial stability for decades through royalties alone. But lightning didn't strike twice. His follow-up songs failed to gain attention, and by the early 70s, he stepped away from music entirely. Still, Spirit in the Sky lives on, a perfect example of how one song can define a career and remain timeless across generations.
You're old enough to kill
but not for voting. You don't believe in war.
Number 4. Eve of Destruction, Barry McGuire.
Tell me over and over and over again, my...
In 1965, the world was filled with tension, war, racism, and fear of nuclear disaster. Barry McGuire captured all of it in Eve of Destruction, a raw protest song that sounded like a breaking news report set to music. With powerful lyrics like, "You're old enough to kill, but not for voting," the song struck a nerve.
Can't you feel the fears I'm feeling today? If the button is pushed.
It became the first protest anthem to reach number 1 on the Billboard charts, despite being banned by some radio stations. Its impact was immediate and controversial, reflecting the frustration of an entire generation. Yet McGuire never had another major hit. Still, that one song was enough to cement his legacy as a voice of dissent, proof that sometimes one powerful message is all it takes.
You don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. In the year 2525.
Number 5. In the year 2525, Zager and Evans.
In the year 3535, ain't gonna need to tell the truth.
In 1969, while humanity celebrated reaching the moon, this haunting song looked far into the future, and it wasn't optimistic. In the year 2525 imagined a world where technology replaces humanity, creating a chilling vision of what lies ahead. The song topped the Billboard charts for 6 weeks and became a global phenomenon, perfectly capturing both excitement and fear of progress during the space age.
Your legs got nothing to do. Some machine doing that for you.
Despite its massive success, Zager and Evans couldn't follow it up. Their next releases failed, and the duo split just a couple of years later. Still, their one hit remains unforgettable, a musical warning that still feels eerily relevant every time it plays.
Your daughter too, from the bottom of a long glass tube, whoa,
Too many teardrops for one heart to be crying.
Number 6. 96 Tears, ? And the Mysterians.
You're way out on top now. Since you left me.
In 1966, a raw, hypnotic sound emerged from a Michigan basement and took over America. 96 Tears was built on a simple farfisa organ riff, minimal chords, and an emotional vocal delivered by the mysterious frontman known only as ? Originally recorded on a small local label, the song quickly spread through regional airplay before exploding nationwide.
And when the sun comes up, I'll be on time. You'll be right down there.
By October 1966, it reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming a defining moment for garage rock and an early influence on punk. Its stripped-down style and rebellious energy made it stand out from polished pop hits of the time. But the magic didn't last. None of their later songs came close to repeating its success, and the group eventually faded away. Still, 96 Tears remains a powerful echo of raw youth and musical rebellion.
Wondering how I'm gonna get you, but I know now. Black is black. I want my baby.
Number 7. Black is Black, Los Bravos.
What can I do?
In 1966, a band bridging Madrid and London broke international barriers with a single explosive hit. Black is Black by Los Bravos combined British beat with soulful energy, powered by the commanding voice of Mike Kennedy. Recorded in London, the song's simple yet addictive chorus helped it climb charts worldwide. reaching number 4 in the United States, number 2 in the United Kingdom, and number 1 in Canada.
I can't choose, it's too much to lose, my love's too strong.
It marked the first time a Spanish band achieved such global success. Their decision to sing in English helped them connect with international audiences, opening doors for future artists. However, tragedy and internal struggles soon followed, and the band never matched that breakthrough again. Despite its brief moment, Black is Black remains a landmark hit that proved music could transcend language and borders.
I can't choose, it's too much to lose, my love. Drop me a silver in my tambourine.
Number 8. Green Tambourine, The Lemon Pipers.
Watch the jingle jangle start to shine.
At the end of 1967, when psychedelic sounds were taking over, Green Tambourine appeared as a perfect blend of experimentation and pop appeal. Performed by the Lemon Pipers, the track mixed electric sitar tones, dreamy echoes, and orchestral touches. Beneath its colorful production was a simple, memorable melody that made it easy to sing along. The song told the story of a street musician playing for coins, inspired by real-life scenes in New York.
Any song you want, I'll gladly play.
Released in late 1967, it quickly climbed the charts and reached number 1 in early 1968. It captured the spirit of a moment when music was pushing boundaries while still appealing to mainstream audiences. Yet, the band struggled to follow it up. Their later releases failed to gain traction, leaving Green Tambourine as their defining legacy, a psychedelic snapshot of a rapidly changing musical era.
When you toss a coin, you listen. Now listen what.
If you're going to San Fran,
Number 9. Black Pearl, Sonny Charles and the Checkmates Limited.
you're going to San Francisco.
In 1969, soul music delivered one of its most powerful yet often overlooked hits, Black Pearl. Performed by Sonny Charles and the Checkmates Limited, the song combined gospel emotion with a polished, uplifting sound. Produced by Phil Spector, its layered instrumentation and heartfelt vocals gave it a rich, dramatic feel that resonated with listeners. The song climbed into the top 20 on the Billboard charts, earning critical praise and strong radio play. Black Pearl stood out for its message of pride and emotional depth during a time of cultural change in America. However, despite its success, the group was unable to maintain momentum. Later releases failed to capture the same magic, and they gradually disappeared from the spotlight. Still, the song endures as a soulful gem, a reminder of a brief but brilliant moment in music history.
All across the nation, such a strange.
In a garden of freedom, don't you know that hunger?
Number 10. Green Tambourine, alt position if needed adjustment.
Oh, won't you come with me and I'll take my...
As the late 60s pushed music into new creative territory, songs like this captured both innovation and accessibility. Psychedelic influences blended with pop structure, creating tracks that felt experimental yet familiar. Artists during this era were constantly exploring new sounds, instruments, and recording techniques. The result was a wave of music that defined a generation and influenced decades to come.
Don't you know that I'm loving you in a garden of freedom?
However, many of these artists struggled to sustain long-term success. One standout hit often became both their greatest achievement and their final spotlight moment. That's what makes one-hit wonders so fascinating. Brief flashes of brilliance that continue to live on, long after the artists themselves have faded from the charts.
Please take my hand.
Oh, there's a crazy little shack beyond the tracks.
Number 11. Sugar Shack, Jimmy Gilmer and the Fireballs.
Got to that sugar shack. Whoa, baby, to that sugar shack.
It's catchy, light, almost innocent. But here's the twist. Sugar Shack was bigger than most people remember. Number 1, everywhere. And yet, people still forget it. That's the contradiction. How does something so successful become almost invisible over time?
Yeah, honey, to that sugar shack. Oh, yes, to that.
Some say it lacked depth. Others say it was just overshadowed. But now, it's quietly coming back. And people are noticing something different. It's addictive. Simple, but effective. So maybe the real question isn't why it faded, but why it's returned. Number 12. Diamonds and Pearls, the Paradons. Diamonds and Pearls by the Paradons is one of those songs that perfectly captures the romantic atmosphere of 1960. With its smooth doo-wop harmonies and emotional delivery, the song became a favorite among listeners searching for music that spoke directly to the heart. In the days of jukeboxes, record players, and late-night radio, songs like this created memories that lasted for decades. Unfortunately, the Paradons were unable to achieve another major success, leaving behind one unforgettable chapter in music history. Their story represents the mystery of one-hit wonders, artists who created something special but vanished almost as quickly as they appeared. Some fans argue that groups like the Paradons deserve more recognition today, while others believe countless talented musicians were lost during the explosive growth of rock and roll. Diamonds and Pearls remains a beautiful time capsule of a changing America. Turning.
My boyfriend is back and you're gonna be in trouble. Hey la, hey la.
Number 13. My Boyfriend's Back, the Angels.
Hey la, my boyfriend's back. You've been spreading lies that I was.
At first, it sounds fun, playful, even harmless. But listen again. This song has attitude. My Boyfriend's Back wasn't just a hit, it was a warning, and that's why it's controversial now. Some people hear empowerment, others hear something more aggressive. Back in the 60s, this kind of tone stood out. It flipped expectations. But today, it hits differently. That's why it's resurfacing online, people reacting to it, debating it, reinterpreting it. So what is it really? A fun revenge anthem? Or something more intense? Because the way you hear it says more about now than it does about then.
Well, I'm going out west where I belong.
Number 14. California's Sun, the Rivieras.
Well, I'm going out west out on the coast.
This song feels like summer, but here's the problem. Not everyone lived that summer. California's Sun sold a dream most people never experienced, and yet, they believed it. That's why it worked. But now people are questioning it. Was it authentic, or just a fantasy packaged perfectly? Because when you strip it down, it's repetitive. Simple, almost too safe. Still, it's going viral again. Why? Because the feeling is stronger than the truth. In a world full of stress, people don't want reality. They want escape. So maybe this song wasn't honest. Maybe it didn't need to be.
What our folks think about this love.
Number 15. 1,000,000 to 1, Jimmy Charles.
A million They feel we're
Back in 1960, "A Million to One" by Jimmy Charles was the kind of song that captured the innocence and emotion of teenage love. When this beautiful melody played on AM radio, young listeners across America stopped what they were doing and listened. The song's heartfelt lyrics and smooth vocal performance made Jimmy Charles look like a future star. But after this unforgettable moment, his name slowly disappeared from the spotlight.
forgive them.
That is what makes his story so fascinating. Jimmy Charles became one of those one-hit wonders who created a perfect musical memory but never received the lasting fame many believed he deserved. Some fans argue that songs like this were forgotten because the music industry moved too quickly. More than 60 years later, "A Million to One" remains a hidden treasure from the golden age of pop music. And that's the strange magic of the 1960s. Some of these songs became massive hits, while the artists behind them slowly disappeared from the spotlight. But decades later, those melodies still have the power to bring back a time when music played from every AM radio, jukebox, record player, and car stereo across America. Maybe you remember where you were when you first heard one of these songs. Maybe it reminds you of your first love, your school days, summer nights, or a road trip with friends. But here's the question. Were all of these artists really one-hit wonders? Some music fans would definitely disagree, and that debate is part of what makes music history so fascinating. Which song brought back the strongest memory for you? And which artist do you think should not have been called a one-hit wonder? Share your answer in the comments and keep the memories alive.